I'm Christina,
and we're the Gorgeous Geeks.
And like many people did, because the theater was packed, we saw New Moon.
It was way better than the first one, that's for damn
You know
sure.
what? I know a lot of people bashed the first one. I thought it was okay. You know, like...
It was okay.
People say, that was the most terrible movie I've ever seen.
It wasn't terrible. It was okay.
But this I was very disappointed. I just want to wrap up my thoughts on it real quick. I was very disappointed in the fight scene. I know Edward wasn't sexy to some people. I thought his awkwardness was kind of cute and charming, honestly. But I thought people complain about the pace of things. But I'm sorry, it was a 500-page book. It's kind of hard to put that in one film. And it is also hard to do that when Bella didn't even, like, Google vampire till, like, chapter 10 or whatever the heck it was. So, I mean, I feel they had a right to skip over some stuff or whatever. But anyway, New Moon came out. It was really, really way better than Twilight.
Was it the best movie of all time? No, it wasn't. Was it the greatest movie of the year? No, it wasn't. But it was better than the first one, and I thought it was... I thought the direction of it was better. The acting was better.
And they had some really good actors in it. Dakota Fanning was in it. If you liked Underworld, Lucian was like the head vampire of the whole story.
He's such a good actor because
he is a good actor.
His character. I turned to Christina one more. I was like, "That's Lucian," because like his character from Underworld to to New Moon was complete opposites. Not just because it's werewolf vampire, but the characters were just complete. It
was like
separate ends
like
of the
he was creepy.
Spectrum.
He's creepy. He was he was devious, but he was like so polite. He's like, oh, this is intriguing.
Yes, it was very interesting. I could see why people are going crazy over the team member, Team Jacob, for this one because Bella was really dancing between the two. I guess you guys are wondering if we're Team Edward or Team Jacob or whatever. Frankly, I think Jacob can do a lot better than Bella. I don't think it's a thing between Bella. I mean, it's not a thing of Jacob is better than Edward or Edward is better than Jacob. I think Bella has some issues and Edward has some issues, and
they're just meant for each other.
Yeah, that their issues just pile up.
So they make each other happy. I'm for Edward.
She was like depressed from the day one.
And you know what? Her depression was quite concerning. Like in the book, she was super depressed. She was very depressed in the movie. It got on my nerves at some point, but what didn't drive me over the edge was the fact that everyone knew she was crazy. Her dad is like, Bells, I am concerned and freaked out, and it was funny. And you know what? It was very humorous in some parts. Like everyone was laughing here and there, and
I thought it was funny.
I think Bella's friends in school that aren't really that much a part of the series were very funny, actually.
Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people were concerned about Jacob. He's supposed to grow up like crazy from the first movie.
And a lot of people dissed Taylor Lautner and thought he couldn't do it. He bulked up. He does talk quite often about how much muscle he gained. And
there's a major difference. There is a major difference between how he looks in Twilight and in New Moon, and I think he did a great job. If I was in high school, if
you were in high school,
let's just listen to me. If I was in high school and that kid, and I was in the school with him, I wouldn't have thought he was 16. I would have thought he was a senior.
Oh, that's where you were going with that. I thought you were gonna say, if I was in high school, I would have been with him. Or something like that. I thought the chemistry was good. I thought the story moved along a lot better than Twilight. I thought people, of course, there were some things in the movie that weren't in the book, things that weren't in the movie that were in the book. Like there was a scene with the Volturi where there was a fight. That was not in the book. But you know what? I'm so glad they put that in there because Twilight series is missing some serious action. It's vampires and werewolves. I know it's mostly about the love story, but
there was quite a few action scenes in this movie.
And you know what?
And I really wasn't expecting it at all because there really weren't any action scenes in the first one.
But you know what? There wasn't really any action scenes in the first book. So I'm glad the director and the writers of the screenplay took some liberties and added some more fight scenes because it really, really needed it and it really helped the movie.
The graphics are pretty cool.
You know, one thing that kind of bugged me, there was a lot of music playing, but not so much of a theatrical kind, like a lot of soundtrack music.
Like, where's some Danny Elfman drama?
Yeah.
You know, but that didn't happen too often. I would have actually have liked to have seen the confrontation between Edward and Jacob a little bit more. I mean, there was just like a scene in the beginning of it that lasted like 2 seconds, and then the very ending of the movie, and I just think it would have been a little better if it would have been longer or more so throughout the movie. Now, I didn't read the books. She read the book. I didn't read the book. I thought it was so stupid of Edward to think that if he was away from Bella, he would be protecting her. Knowing.
Oh, don't make up all those Jacob girls say that. Well, Victoria's situation was one thing.
I don't care about the Team Edward, Team Jacob crap.
No, I just don't want you to fuel their fire or whatever.
Their fire's already fueled. I think it was
well,
stupid.
he had reason to be concerned after Jasper.
But there were Victoria.
There was the Victoria situation.
On the loose.
Like, I'm surprised nobody was watching her from afar.
And nobody was watching. That's what I'm saying. He didn't know that those werewolves were going to become werewolves and that Jacob was going to protect
Oh my gosh.
her.
I have to say this. I'm going to spoil this.
I almost wish that she would have died so he'd be like, oh snap, I shouldn't have left.
That's terrible. That's terrible. And by the way, I just want to give a shout out to the werewolf Paul.
I thought he was the best looking person in the movie. I don't care what you people say.
I'm sorry that he didn't have more scenes. But you know what? One thing that I thought that they failed in the first Twilight. Well, my sister complains. She knows the chapter number. I do not. With the chapter with when they're taking the blood test and Bella is queasy, which is ironic or whatever because she's gonna eventually become a vampire. But she mentions that what blood smells like, and Edward tells her that humans can't smell blood, but she says that she can. So, I mean, you already know there's something weird about her because Edward can't read her mind. But there was another little something. So, like, I thought they should have just hinted more that she was special. And so you got really the hint that she was really special in this one. So, the Volturi is really interested to see her become a vampire, and that's why they let her live. So,
yep.
If you're really concerned about seeing this movie because there'll be a bunch of kids there and you're just kind of waiting, I kind of think it's funny to laugh at all the little girls swooning and squealing. It's awkward and it's kind of funny.
I just think it's awkward. I was just like, man, I'm in a theater with all these little tweens, and I'm just like, part of me was kind of like, I don't belong here.
No, they shouldn't have been there.
No, they shouldn't have been there.
It's young adult fiction. Well, technically, you're adult, but they should be reading middle grade fiction. That's why I like. Not that there's anything.
I mean, I heard what goes on in the fourth book, and it's kind of...
Oh, fourth book, yeah.
And I'm just like, these 10-year-old kids have read the fourth book? Like, that's not even
there were
right.
some people younger than 10. Like, I saw this little girl once. I'm like, what the heck? Who's bringing her to a romance? But anyway, it was a pretty good film, I would say.
Yeah, I'd give it a thumbs up. Just one, not two.
Well, you can't. I mean, two thumbs up. That's like major.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give it.
Because you only have two.
I'll give it a 1 thumbs up. It was okay.
If you like the books, I would go see it in theaters. I really would. And bring a friend who likes to look at guys' abs because it'll be funny watching them make noises.
Tell us what you think, or don't. Whatever.
And did we totally spoil the movie for you by giving all that input?
Then you shouldn't have watched this video. Like, that was stupid of you. Like, you're dumb.
But anyway, I'm Christina.
And I'm Katrina.
And we're the